Hello everyone, welcome to this month's A Cherry on Top Hop video. For the month of August, our theme is Fun in the Sun, and I am going to be working with 49 & Market's Nature Haven collection. I'm going to use one of those peach papers. If you saw my unboxing of this collection, I adore the peach paper. I'm going to use the polka dot side today, which you can see is a little bit lighter and brighter, but I love the other side too. I love that peach paper. It's so good. I've also chosen this dark green solid as well as this watercolored kind of marbled paper, which is actually the back of the packaging for the 12x12 collection kit. I chose this dark green because this color appears in my photos, and I also chose it because I wanted to have a little bit of a contrast. Not a lot of that green paper is going to show. It's just going to give my layout a little bit of an anchor. I'm cutting the watercolor paper down to 8 by 8. And then I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut one of these tags. And this paper, which is also one of my favorites, I'm going to cut it apart into pieces and use those pieces as layers underneath my photo. Today's layout, the goal of this layout was layers. I wanted layers, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of layers behind the two photos I'm going to be using today. I just love the colors in this collection, along with the gorgeous pieces of wood and wood grain. And so that was kind of my plan for this layout, was just lots and lots of layers. Once I have all of the elements cut down, because this is only the second layout I've ever made with this collection, I don't have a lot of scraps. This would be a perfect layout design if you had some scraps. I had to cut into the 12x12 papers, but that's okay because next layout, I've got scraps. I'm going to add 2 of the fabric strips onto that dark green solid paper just to break it up a little bit. I still wanted that dark piece across the back for the contrast, but I didn't want it. I wanted to add some more, layers. You're going to hear me use the word layers throughout this layout creation because that was my thought process. I just kept going, no, needs more layers. So I used 2 of the fabric strips. I really like these fabric strips. They're very, very fun. They're just a little bit of a different sort of texture. I think I want to try to tear one of them on another layout possibly. And I'm going to place this 2-inch strip right across the middle of my page. On top of that strip, I'm going to add the 8 by 8 sheet. All of these layers means that a lot of what I'm going to do at the beginning is going to get covered most of the way up. Not completely, you see a little bit, but that's kind of how it goes when you want to have a layered paper or a layered layout. You're only going to see little bits of any of all of the different elements. Next, I'm going to grab my rub-ons. Rub-ons are a great way to add layers without bulk, and that's how we're going to use the rub-ons today. So I'm going to choose a couple that I really like, and I'm going to cut them up and adhere them to the top left and bottom right section of my layout. So I chose a couple different styles I really like. I'm just going to, again, layer them on top of each other. You can do that with the rub-ons. You can layer them on top of each other. So I started with the ones that were maybe darker and then kind of layered some of the lighter ones on top. I also layered the stitching ones on because stitching layout stitching, stitching, stitching. I love 49 and Market and how they add all those gorgeous faux stitching elements to their product collection. As the girl who does not sew, yay! Once I had the rub-ons that I wanted onto my page, I am going to then go ahead and add, I believe the next layer is my photos. The 2 photos I am using today are from our little weekend getaway. All those photos I'm going to do a couple 12 by 12 layouts with these photos, and then I'm also going to do a mini album that my members are going to have access to. Making the album, decorating the album, all of that. There are my 2 photos, and all of those photos from our little mini vacation, I am using that 49 and Market Nature's Haven collection. My 2 photos are super similar, which means I can overlap them just a little bit. I love it when photos are like that. I love when I take 2 photos that are almost the same, but ever so slightly different, and then I can overlap them without covering up any part of my layout that I feel is really important. So these are just 2 photos of Mr. That Fitsy. You guys are getting lots of Mr. That Fitsy pictures this week. I'm not sure, I didn't do that on purpose, just kind of worked out that way. But he came with us for our weekend getaway, and he loved to sit and watch the ducks on the duck pond. So we were out in the country. It was beautiful, and I took a lot of just really, I wanted all these photographs and to kind of highlight how peaceful and what a lovely, just really getaway weekend that we had. So I chose all those little pieces, bits and bobs, the tag, all the little kind of quilty bits that I pulled out. I inked them all up. Everything got inked up with Vintage Photo Distress Oxide, and then you just watched me. I just layered and layered and layered and layered until I was super happy. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the puffy stickers. You guys, these puffy stickers are so good. I'm a little bit picky about my puffy stickers, right? Like, I like them to be like puffy, but like soft. I don't like the ones that feel kind of like epoxy kind of, or they almost feel hard. That's the only way I can think of to describe them, as like hard puffy stickers, if that makes sense. These are not hard puffy stickers. They are so, so, so cute. I absolutely love them. I am going to use loads of them. I started to put them on just in a couple places, and then I just loved them, so I kept adding them. And there are tons and tons of puffy stickers in this one package, so you don't need to be stingy with them. And there are gobs and gobs of these teeny tiny little puffy like dots. They're so cute. I love them. Next, I grabbed some of the ephemera pieces. I decided I wanted more of that rusticy wood elements on this layout, and dare I say it, more layers. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go through this ephemera pack, and I'm going to pick out some little rustic wood pieces to kind of tuck in around. I have been cutting apart all of those wood frames and using them not as a frame, but just as like a little piece to tuck in and around. I think those are some of my favorite pieces in this collection, is the wood grains and these wood frames that you can just cut apart and use as little wood accents, I guess would be the word for it. So once I've chosen a couple of ephemera pieces and added those layers in, this little wood piece here, I think I moved it to every possible spot on this layout, like every possible spot. I didn't want to just put 2. I wanted to have 3 pieces of wood. So I have one to the right and to the left of my photo, and then it just took me a while to figure out where that third one was going to go, but there we go. I'm also going to grab the little file folder. This one, it's gorgeous. It warmed up that little corner and added more layers. Have I mentioned the layers? So at about this time, I'm looking at the layout and I'm thinking, I need a little splatter, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cover my photo up. And I grabbed this gorgeous Bark Chroma Mist from British Monroe. You know how much I love my splatters from British Monroe. This is Bark Chroma Mist. It's this gorgeous tan brown color. I adore it. I don't think any other company makes like opaque brown splatter, but it's fabulous and I love it. So I'm going to liberally splatter on my layout with that gorgeous Bark Chroma Mist, and you can check out that color if you're interested. I will leave links in the description box below. Oh, and this is a hop, so be sure to head down below, hop along, comment on all of the videos, and you will be able to have a chance to win a $25 gift certificate to a cherry on top, and you can use your $25 gift card to grab some Bark Chroma Mist because it's fabulous, or some of the 49er Market Nature's Haven collection. And I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye.